Hi, I'm Loli, and I'm so glad you are here. We are starting our patriotic journey with this wood round from Dollar Tree. And I will also be using the stencil that I got from Temu. I positioned the stencil exactly where I wanted it, and I'm going to use the lines right there to show me exactly where I'll need to tape it off. Then I'm going to go ahead and position my masking tape on there, and using this blue chalk paint from Kilts, I'm going to go ahead and paint the upper or larger section of the wood round. Then I'm going to remove that piece of tape and I reposition it on the top to go ahead and line up the blue section. We are going to go ahead and paint the bottom now. Here, just make sure to line it up exactly with the line so you don't have no gaps. And then I'm coming in with some white paint. This is a mixture of satin paint and some plaster of Paris, and I just gave it one coat. I just want to say a warm welcome to you. Thank you for clicking on the video. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy it. All right, now that everything is nice and dry, we're removing that tape and look how nice and crisp the line is. I love it. All right, we're going to position the stencil right over it, and I'm going to use some masking tape in different sections of the stencil to make sure that everything stays in place. Then I'm taking a dauber from Dollar Tree and some white paint, and I'm just going to go ahead and stencil this in. I'm just making sure that my dauber is not super saturated with paint, and I'm taking my time. And this is what it's looking like so far. And I did the same thing using this lacquer color from Waverly, and I'm just holding it close, the pieces, because as you bouncing up and down, it tends to lift, and that is it for that. We're gonna be lifting it up, and let's see. Oh, this one, guys, came out pretty cool. I was so scared that it was going to be lots of read-through and I had to redo and touch up a lot, but that was not the case. In the areas in which the stencil left lines behind, I filled it in with a small brush. I did that with the white and with the red as well. And the sections that I had any red bleed-through, I also came back in with a small brush and painted it through. And look how cute that turned out. Now I'm going to be using some of this greenery from Dollar Tree to create a little swag for the very top. Once I was happy with how it looked like, as you see there, I bent it on there so it will flow nicely with the round, and then I'm going to attach it using some hot glue. Then I took some of this burlap ribbon that I got from Carolina Pottery, and we're creating a crisscross applesauce ball that I call. I just crossed it as you saw there, scrunched it up in the middle, and I'm taking a piece of jute cord and tying the bow in place. Then I dovetail the ends. I just fold it in half as you see there, and then cut a triangle upward to create little dovetails in both sides. And then we attach the bow to the center of the greenery using some hot glue. Look how cute. But I'm not done yet. I'm going to take some of this beaded garland that I got from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to tie a section in both the holes right there to create a nice colorful hanger that goes with this. But guess what? I'm still not done. I want this to be sold, therefore I'm going to finish it off. So I'm going to glue some of this paper right over this to make it a nice finished area, and you don't see all that craziness in the back. If you notice here, I'm using paper that I already used to paint, so this is a great way to recycle and save your supplies. And I carved the pieces off using my X-Acto knife. But I wanted to do more, so I took some of this jute cord from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to glue it in that seam in which the white and the red kind of unite, just to give this another little piece of rustic and a little bit more detail. And I just glued it in the back. I did this after the fact, otherwise I would have glued it to the back and then put on the paper, but this was a last minute decision. And now we are done. Let me know what you think. Today's video is part of an opening my collaboration. It is the Just Our Imagination Opening Batch Challenge that is hosted monthly by Kathy Jo from Kathy Jo DIYs and Brenda from Rustic and Lace DIYs. And the guest host this month is Tiffany from Simply Blessed Craft. The links to their channels and to their playlist will be linked in the description box below and also pinned in the comments. Make sure to head on over to the channels and to their playlist and show everyone some love. This month, our challenge is to use aluminum foil, funnels, and napkins to create our DIYs. And here we go with the next inspiration with the challenge items. I am starting with this sign from Dollar Tree, removing that tag, and we are going to paint it with one coat of this blue chalk paint from Kilts. Once the paint was nice and dry, I'm going to go ahead and add some Mod Podge to the bottom 2/3 of this blank. My friend, if you're enjoying this video so far, please don't forget to leave it a big thumbs up, and I hope you will also consider subscribing. I would love to have you as a new member of the Loli D's Creations family. Okay, back to the DIY. I'm adding on this little napkin that I got. I don't know where I got this, guys, but I had it. I used it with something else because it was already used. Anyway, I just added it to the Mod Podge once the Mod Podge was just tacky, and here I'm just cutting off the excess. Then once it dried, I'm going to go ahead and come in with parchment paper and my little heat press, and I'm going to press it down to make sure that everything adheres. Then I'm going to come in with my burn method, but first I wanted to remove some of that excess paper from the edges and also from the sides. Here in the middle, I was trying so hard for the paper to be burned off, but it was not working. So I had to go with plan B and use my X-Acto knife to rip it in the middle, and then use a small nail file to file off the excess. This took me forever, but it was worth it. Here it is all done. Now I'm going to add Mod Podge to the entire sign to make it be nice and cohesive, and also to protect the napkin. And while that dries, I'm going to go ahead and take these letters that I got from Temu, and I'm going to take the letters USA. I took some Mod Podge, added to the front of my letter, make sure to spread it nice and evenly using a little paintbrush. And then I'm going to take small pieces of that aluminum foil and add it right on top of each one of the letters. As I added them, I cut off any excess foil, and in any places in which I had to mold the letter in, I'm doing little slits using my small scissors. And then I am going to be folding over all the extra pieces that are hanging on the sides, so it hugs the letter completely. And then I'm going to add Mod Podge to the back to adhere the foil onto the wood on there, and I just let it sit to dry. Then I took each one of the letters and I'm going to glue it to each one of the planks. So I'm starting with the U, and I'm going to glue it at the center of the blue portion at the top of the sign there. And I did the same thing with the other two letters to complete the word USA. Then I took some of this jute cord from Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to go ahead and burn off the fuzzies before I add it to my sign. And I'm going to wrap it onto the sign about 3 times in that area in which the napkin and the painted surface unite. I just wrapped it as you see there 3 times, and I'm just going to tack it on the back using a little bit of hot glue. But wait, I'm not done yet. I'm going to go ahead and create a little bow, and we are going to attach it right onto the middle of the jute cord. And now we are done. Don't forget to let me know, what do you think? I want to take a quick moment to say thank you to my subscribers for subscribing, commenting, liking, sharing. All these things help me tremendously. They help my channel grow, and I appreciate you very much for them. And if you have not subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and subscribe and join the Loli D's Creations family. It is free and it means the world to me. All right, our next inspiration, we will be using funnel from the automotive section at Dollar Tree. I'm going to use my heat or my hot knife and cut off that extra piece. And we are going to make sure that it's nicely even by also melting the sides to make it nice and finished. Removing that tag, and I'm going to take some sandpaper and sand off all the shininess off of this piece. But first, I'm going to take off that little lip that I also had in the top, and here I'm just making sure that everything is nice and straight and cohesive with the rest. Now I'm sanding it off with a sanding block. Once that was nicely clean and sanded, we painted it with 2 coats of that Kilt's chalk paint. Now I'm taking the sign from Dollar Tree and I'm painting only the frame using the same blue chalk paint. While that dries, I'm going to take 4 of these little stars from Dollar Tree and we are going to cover those with some foil as well. I added some Mod Podge to each one of them, spread it nicely evenly, and then we're going to go ahead and add the foil to them and use the same technique that we used for the previous DIY, making sure that all excess foil is removed and that the foil is folded towards the back, so it is nicely covering all the edges of the stars as well. And then seal off the back using some Mod Podge. Repeating this process with all 4 of the stars. Then I took 4 stars and I'm going to scratch them with my nail in small sections here and there to give them the appearance of brushed metal. And now they're all ready to be added to the sign. I'm just going to go ahead and position it into the sign, but first I'm going to remove the hanger because we are changing the orientation of the sign. Then I added the stars to the 4 corners of the sign using some hot glue. Now it's time to attach our funnel. I used my soldering machine one more time. We're going to add 2 little holes in the back section. Then after judging the distance, I'm adding also 2 holes onto the MDS board using my soldering machine. So the holes were not big enough, so I had to go back in with the machine and make them wider. Then I took a zip tie and we are testing it to make sure that it goes through, and it worked. Now it's time to go ahead and attach the funnel onto it, but it didn't fit, so we had to make the holes on there as well a little bit bigger. Then we are going to feed it through the 2 holes of the funnel, tighten it up and put it through the hole on the sign, and tighten everything up in the back and cut off the excess zip tie. Alright, now it's time to embellish it. So I'm going to take a garland from Dollar Tree and we're going to use it as a hanger. I just took a portion and I'm going to make a knot on each end of it and add this to the back of our sign. To add it, I'm just adding some hot glue to the back, positioning the jute cord onto it, and then putting a piece of masking tape over it to secure adhesion. And look how cute that is looking. We're going to add some greenery and some flowers to this. So I'm going to use 2 sticks of boxwood and 1 of these flowers from Dollar Tree in with red and blue. Then I added a piece of foil to the bottom to avoid them falling all the way down to here. And just separating them, and then I'm going to add the boxwood in between the flowers to give it more body. My friend, if you're still with me this far into the video, thank you so much. I truly appreciate you. Leave me a flag emoji in the comments so I know who you are. That piece was sticking out like a sore thumb, so I went ahead and I cut it off and then wiggle it back and forth until I removed it. And I just added more greenery here and there, and this is what it turned out like. I love it. Let me know what you think. And here we go with the next inspiration. I'm going to use one of these stars that I got from Hobby Lobby during clearance, and I'm going to take some masking tape. I'm going to tip off the middle section, leaving the section there at the tip of the star empty and the bottom of the star as well. The bottom section I painted with the blue from Kilts. And the top section white for now. Then I took some lacquer from Waverly and I'm going to cover up the white using that. I painted it white first because I wanted that red to be very vibrant. Once all the paint dried, I'm removing the tape and I'm positioning the tape over the colors that I painted, leaving the middle now exposed. Then I painted the middle white. Now is the moment of truth. We are removing the tape and there it is. These lines are so nice and clean and crisp. Now using the remainder of the garland I used for hangers, I'm going to go ahead and tie the star to it. I add a little bit of hot glue to the end so I'm able to thread it through nice and easy. And then tie it at the top using a double knot. Then I threaded the jute to 3 of the beads and then cut off the excess. Now I'm going to use these little metal letters from Dollar Tree to spell USA. One pack has from A to M and then the other one has from N to Z. So I needed 2 packs to do this. And I'm just going to add them as you see right there using a little bit of hot glue. And that is it for this one. Let me know what you think. And here we go with the final reveal. Don't forget to head on over to the comments and give me your thoughts. My friends, as always, thank you so much for watching. Be blessed, be a blessing, and craft responsibly. And if you would like to follow me on social media, here are my social media links. And don't forget to visit my friends in the playlist. If you would like to watch some more of my videos, here's a suggestion, and you are more than welcome to binge away with this playlist as well. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. You're amazing. Bye.